Inside the Tate's living room, Wanda Tate gave an ultimatum to her stepdaughter, Avery Tate. You can see your father on the condition that you either marry Elliot Foster or fork out $1.5 million. The choice is yours. Avery smiled coldly after hearing that. You're pushing me to marry a man who is in a persistent vegetative state because you can't bear the thought of your daughter doing the same? And you're doing that just because you want the money? Well, keep dreaming if you think you can threaten me like that. So, you're not going to make a choice then? Wanda raised her voice and pointed at Avery. Then I'll just end your father's treatment. Our family doesn't have much money left, so I might as well save it for your sister's dowry rather than spend it on a dying man. I'm still his wife, remember? I have the authority to stop his treatment at any time. How dare you? TCH, if you want to save him, then do as I say and marry Elliot. Avery's expression turned cold and she left without saying another word. Wanda was a sinister and vicious woman who never made empty threats. Avery had to find a way to raise money as soon as possible. She took out her cell phone and called her boyfriend, Cole, because she felt that he would be able to help her. After all, Cole was one of the Fosters, and he was also Elliot's nephew. However, his familiar ringtone somehow blared from a nearby bedroom. Avery thought that she misheard because Cole could not have been at her home, much less in her sister's room. Avery was still doubting herself when her sister Cassandra's voice said, "It's a call from my sister. Aren't you going to answer it, Cole? What if it's something urgent? Who cares about that B*TCH? She's never let me F*C kid her in the 3 years that we were together, so I bet she has some sort of illness down there. But with you, oh my, I can't get enough of you. My uncle is a vegetable now, and he doesn't have much longer to live. When she marries him and ends up being a widow, I'll coax her so that all the Foster's assets will be ours. Then I'm going to have lots of fun with you. You're so naughty." Avery felt as if a thunderbolt had just struck her. Her head was buzzing, and whatever hopes she had of turning her situation around evaporated in an instant. Her boyfriend, who frequently declared his love for her, turned out to have been cheating on her, and the woman who had an affair with him was none other than her sister. Avery closed her eyes tightly as the loud and lustful echoes of passion intensified from inside the room. Alas, she was unable to stop her tears from sliding down her cheeks. The Fosters were one of the wealthiest families in Avonsville, and Elliot, head of the family, had unfortunately been in a persistent vegetative state after an accident 6 months ago. The doctor had already made it clear that he would not be able to survive until the end of the year. His mother, Rosalie, did not want him to die unmarried, so she promised a sky-high betrothal gift to anyone who would be willing to marry him. The Fosters were wealthy, and since Elliot was the head of the family, his mother would not even consider poor households even though Elliot was in a persistent vegetative state. That being said, none of the upper-class young ladies would be willing to marry a dying person. Coincidentally, her father was admitted to hospital with a sudden illness when his company went under. Money was required for his medical expenses, so Wanda decided to use his illness to threaten Avery after hearing the news that the Fosters were seeking a wife for Elliot. Avery wiped her tears aggressively. She then opened her tightly shut eyes to reveal an icy cold stare. She had been too naive.